Daniel and the Broken Wheel. Daniel did not plan to go to the hospital on a Tuesday. He had plans, good plans. He was going to make coffee, answer some emails, and maybe take Biscuit for a walk in the afternoon. Biscuit was not the kind of cat who liked walks, but Daniel liked to try. Instead, he was cycling to the pharmacy at 8 in the morning when a wet tram rail caught his front wheel. He did not fall slowly. He fell fast, and then he was sitting on the road with a torn jacket, a very confused expression, and a wrist that was sending him very clear messages. The messages said, "This is broken." A man with a coffee cup helped him up. A woman on a bicycle stopped and called an ambulance. Daniel thanked them both. He kept thanking them even after they had already left. At the hospital, they took an X-ray, then another X-ray. Then a doctor with very calm eyes told him it was a small fracture. Not terrible, but also not nothing. They put his wrist in a soft cast, white and slightly too tight. Daniel sat in the waiting room for a long time. He had no book. His phone was at 12%. He watched a boy about 6 try to balance a plastic cup on his head. The boy dropped it 3 times. The 4th time, it stayed. Daniel clapped quietly. The boy gave him a very serious look, then bowed. He texted Anna from the taxi home. "Fell off my bike, small fracture, at home now. Don't worry." Anna replied in 4 minutes. "I'm coming." He typed, "You don't have to." She had already stopped reading. She arrived at 12:30 with a paper bag that smelled of warm bread, a small pot of hummus, and a book she said he had absolutely had to read, which she placed on the table before he could say anything. She also brought 2 different types of juice because she could not remember which one he preferred. She set everything on the coffee table. She looked at his cast. She looked at his face. "You look terrible," she said. "Thank you," said Daniel. Biscuit came out from behind the sofa, sniffed the paper bag, and sat down on Anna's foot. "He likes you," said Daniel. "He's sitting on me. That's how he shows he likes you." Anna looked down at the cat. Biscuit looked up at her. Neither of them moved. "Okay," said Anna. "I accept this." They ate lunch on the sofa. Anna pulled the bread apart with her hands and passed pieces to Daniel. He could only use his left hand, which made everything slightly difficult and slightly funny. "Do you need me to cut things?" she asked. "I'm fine." "You're holding that piece of bread like it's a letter from someone you're afraid of." "I'm fine," he said again, but he was smiling. She told him about a photo she had taken that morning before she got his message. A market stall near the canal, and the way the light came through a yellow umbrella and turned the whole stall gold. She had taken 40 pictures. Only 2 were good. How do you know when a photo is good? He asked. She thought about it. When it makes you feel something you can't explain. Daniel looked at his white cast. That's how I feel about this wrist right now. Anna laughed. It was a short, surprised laugh. The kind that happens before you mean it to. Biscuit moved from Anna's foot to the space between them on the sofa. He turned once, then settled. He was asleep in under a minute. He really does like you, said Daniel quietly. Anna looked at the sleeping cat. She looked at the afternoon light coming through the window. She looked at her friend sitting next to her with his terrible breath-holding technique and his soft white cast. I like him too, she said. They spent the afternoon doing very little. Anna read her book. Daniel tried to read his, the one she had brought, but mostly he looked at the ceiling and thought about things. At some point, she made tea without asking if he wanted any. She just put a cup beside him and went back to her book. He picked it up. He thought, this is a good Tuesday, actually. Not the falling part, not the tram rail, or the wrist, or the x-ray, but this part. The tea, the cat, the bread. The friend who came anyway, even when he said she didn't have to. He thought, some of the best things that happen to you are the things that arrived without being planned. That evening, after Anna had gone, Daniel sat by the window with Biscuit in his lap. His wrist ached quietly. The city made its usual sounds below. He thought about cycling again. He would, eventually, but not yet. For now, there were other things. He closed his eyes. He rested. And so, wherever you are tonight, maybe it was a hard day, or a long one, or just a Tuesday that did not go the way you planned. I hope something good arrived anyway. I hope someone came when you needed them. I hope there was tea or coffee, or bread, or a cat who decided to sit on your foot. Rest now and let the day go. Good night, everyone.